So guys, it looks like Sydney Sweeney has now been cast in the split fiction movie that's coming to us from the Deadpool writers. I mean, based on the game of the same name, this game hasn't even been out for 2 months. The game debuted on March the 6th. So it's a really brand new game, a brand new property, and it looks like they potentially have plans to go ahead with the movie before the game even came out, which kind of makes sense. I mean, given how fast it seems that the production is moving on this movie, which is great. I mean, having Sydney Sweeney, it's always a great day when we have Sydney Sweeney in a movie. Not the strongest actress in the world, but with every movie that comes out, I feel that she gets a little bit better, and I think that in a few years' time, you know, she's going to be right up there with the best actors and actresses in Hollywood today. So anyway, what we're going to do to start off with, for those of you who may not know what split fiction is, I've never played the game, I don't really know much about it myself. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over to the Steam page and we're going to have a read of what the game is about, which will give us a better understanding of what this movie will be showing us as well. So, about this game. Embrace mind-blowing moments as you're pulled deep into the many worlds of split fiction, a boundary-pushing co-op action-adventure from the studio behind 2021 Game of the Year winner, It Takes Two. Mio and Zoe are contrasting writers, one writes sci-fi and the other writes fantasy, who become trapped in their own stories after being hooked up to a machine designed to steal their creative ideas. They have to rely on each other to break free from their memories intact, working together to master a variety of abilities and overcome diverse challenges, while jumping between sci-fi and fantasy worlds in this unexpected tale of friendship. Split Fiction is a unique action-adventure experience that keeps you on the edge of your couch with unexpected moments. 1 minute you're taming adorable dragons, and the next you're fighting cyber ninjas, escaping terrifying trolls, or dodging hover cars thrown by a robot parking attendant. It's weird, it's wild, it's designed to be shared. So grab your co-op partner and get ready to overcome any obstacle thrown your way. I mean, it does sound pretty adventurous, and I mean, I think we're kind of lacking big kind of adventure movies when it comes to Hollywood. It looks like these writers, you get lost in their thoughts, their ideas, and you get into these kind of dream worlds, and you have to do all kinds of different tasks, and it sounds pretty damn cool. I'm kind of excited to see where this goes. It's shaping up to be something pretty cool. So, Sydney Sweeney will start in the live movie adaptation of Split Fiction. Split Fiction is one of the biggest games of 2025 already, having made a big impression on gamers everywhere. Yeah, look at this, guys. If you're not familiar with this game, going over to Metacritic here, so the Metascore, 91%, or 91 I should say, Metacritic must play badge, and the user score, 8.9. So across the board when it comes to critics, and it comes to the user score, absolutely up there with the best games imaginable, and like I say, brand new game, and it's done great with critics and audiences. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of people that are probably going to be excited for this movie going forward. So the new game comes from Hazelight, the team behind beloved co-op games like A Way Out and It Takes Two. Split Fiction came out in March to immediate success with huge sale numbers and glowing reviews. It's continued to blow up thanks to social media, and it's been being a great game for couples, families, and those just looking for something to play with their friends. Its inventive gameplay and charming story have taken the world by storm, and it seems like non-gamers will get a taste of it soon. Yeah, so it's kind of built around the whole kind of co-op gameplay where you have to work together with your partner to achieve a mission, which is kind of cool. People love co-op games where they can just sit on the couch. It's not too crazy, not too competitive. You're just playing with a friend, having a good time, seeing what challenges you can get into, and just a kind of chill, fun, fantasy, sci-fi type of game. Almost immediately upon release, a Split Fiction movie was greenlit. Yeah, I remember this game was announced, this game literally released, and it seemed like literally half an hour after this game released, they were like announcing a movie, and I was like, what? I've never heard of a game release and then a movie version of the game literally been announced so quickly after the game released. It's crazy, but like I say, they obviously planned the movie before the game even came out. They must have done for it to be announced so quickly. At the time, there were no details on the writers, directors, stars, or even a studio, but it was clearly a hot project for Hollywood. I mean, we're firmly going into the golden era of video game adaptations now. This is kind of what Hollywood is looking to. As the superhero genre begins to kind of die down, I think video games are going to be the next big thing, and they've got a proven track record. Mario Brothers made 1.3 billion. We've got the Sonic movies now, which are doing incredibly well. Minecraft has just hit over 700 million at the box office. So video game adaptations is where it's at. That's the hot potato that everyone's trying to crack into at the moment. Now we have a better idea of what the movie will look like thanks to the report from Variety. So this is where it gets interesting. Wicked director John M. Chu will helm the project with a script from Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. I think that's how you say it, Wernick, Paul Wernick. The writers of all 3 Deadpool films. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, if you enjoyed the Deadpool films, having the creatives behind those movies working on this movie, that's pretty interesting info there. So Chu has already cast his first star with Euphoria star Sydney Sweeney, who will also executive produce the adaptation of Split Fiction. I mean, like I said at the beginning, Sydney Sweeney, I mean, she improves with every film that comes out, and it's just great to see her on screen. She's one of the hottest actresses, physically and acting-wise. Like, she's an absolute beautiful person to look at when you see her on screen. Like, she is just beautiful to look at, much like Gal Gadot is. But yeah, her acting gets better and better as time goes on, and she will eventually get there. She's not quite at the upper echelon of actresses at the moment, but I think she will get there given time. The group is now taking the film out to studios in the hope of finding a home for the film. As of right now, Variety claims this hasn't been decided on if Sweeney will play Mio or Zoe, though Zoe does have blonde hair and is a bit more bubbly, which may be a good fit for Sweeney. Well, yeah, I mean, that absolutely makes sense. Like, you've seen Sydney Sweeney in interviews on, like, Saturday Night Live and stuff. That's exactly what she is. She's the typical, like, blonde, bubbly personality, and she would exactly fit the Zoe role here. I mean, that's kind of, she fits it to a T, so it makes sense. So, such sudden developments seem to indicate that the Split Fiction movie is much further along than we had thought, and may even be a high priority for this team. Yeah, like I keep saying, given the track records of where video games have been at the moment when it comes to box office revenue, absolutely. I mean, this could potentially be a huge movie. If they market it right and they have some good writing and good CGI and visual effects, this movie could do incredibly well at the box office. So, given that the game hasn't even been out for 2 months, yeah, I mean, that's what blows my mind. I don't remember ever hearing of a game coming out and then within less than 2 months, a movie being announced based on that game. Like, I've never heard of that before. And they already have a major star, a director, and a solid writing team. It's possible that this has been in the works since well before the game even came out. Yeah, I've already said that multiple times in this video. That's clearly the case. There's no way they would be this far along on production if they hadn't already planned it before the game came out. This is pure speculation, but it's possible that once the film lands a studio, that they may try to move into production by next year for a 2027 release. Given how big the game is, they probably won't want to waste any time on getting it made. Yeah, you've got to strike while the iron's hot. You know, while people are still playing the game, people are still in the honeymoon period. Like, the first 6 months of a game is kind of like a make or break period for a game. It kind of determines whether your game's going to have longevity or not. So they need to get this movie made as soon as possible, because if this game comes out and then the movie doesn't come out for a long time, if the player base begins to die off, then nobody's going to be interested in the game anymore, then potentially no one's going to be interested in the movie. But if you strike while the game is popular, then all of those potential gamers are your potential market base. So, you know, you've got to hit this movie while you can. Given how big the game is, they probably won't want to waste any time getting it made. Yeah, like I already said. So, yeah, I mean, just crazy stuff. They just want to get this out ASAP. I've highlighted this in red because it is basically explaining the story of the game, which we kind of already covered in the Steam page at the beginning, so we're just going to skip past that for a moment. So Hazelight is already at work on its next co-op game, and on top of that, the film adaptation of It Takes Two is also in the works. However, development on that has been quite several years now, and it doesn't seem to be progressing as quickly as the Split Fiction movie. That's probably based on the reviews and everything that's coming out, you know, the user scores and the critic scores, and people are just really loving the game, so trying to get the movie made as fast as they can kind of makes sense, but let's hope that they don't do it too quickly and sacrifice the quality by getting it made too quickly. Also, we have no word of whether it's going to be a theatrical release. Is it going to be on streaming? I can imagine a movie like this landing somewhere like Amazon. Amazon seem to be big into video game adaptations at the moment, so it could potentially land somewhere like Amazon, which I think would be a good place. If it's going to go to streaming, Amazon would be the best place in my opinion, but I hope it gets a theatrical release, because I wouldn't mind seeing something like this on the big screen. But guys, that's kind of where we are. So, Sydney Sweeney cast in the Split Fiction movie. Have you played the game? If so, did you enjoy the game? And what do you think about this casting news of Sydney Sweeney being in this movie? Good casting choice? Bad casting choice? Whatever your thoughts are, guys, jump into the comment section and let me know. We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Consider becoming a subscriber of the channel if you haven't done so far. Goes a long way to supporting the content, so I really appreciate that. And as always, I will see you in the next video.